Number 15 says, at noon, Shauna left her home, headed to Rochester, traveling at an average rate of 38 miles per hour. Her brother Terrence left 2 hours later, traveling at an average rate of 43 miles an hour, and was 56 miles behind Shauna when she arrived at Rochester. How far is it from home to Rochester, and how long did it take Shauna to make the drive? All right, so we're going to start off by making a table here. We have Shauna, and we have Terrence. And we're going to look at their rate, time, and distance. So we have rate, time, and distance. Shauna, we know her rate was 38, so we're going to fill in everything we know exactly. We have 38. Shauna's time, we don't know, so we'll put an X there, and which means her distance is going to be 38x. Terrence, 43 is his rate. We don't know his time. His is different than Shauna. We can't just put X again, so we'll pick Y, which means his distance is 43y. So we have that filled up. Now we have to come up with a couple equations from what we have written here. So let's take a look at this. The first one you get from her brother, Terrence, left 2 hours later. Neither of them traveled for just 2 hours. He left 2 hours later. So Shauna's time is going to be 2 hours more. She traveled 2 hours longer, so it's going to be Terrence's time plus 2. And if it helps, you could kind of throw in a number there. So if Terrence traveled 4 hours, she would have traveled 6 hours, and that makes sense because it says she traveled longer. So that's one equation we have. The other equation is going to have to do with their distances. Terrence was 56 miles behind Shauna when she arrived. So Shauna's distance, so remember, we don't have to just write D here. Her distance is 38x. Shauna's distance is equal to Terrence's distance Are the distances equal, though? No, they're not. Shauna traveled 56 miles more. So we have to add 56 miles, not 46, 56 miles to Terrence's distance, so it equals Shauna's distance. This one's set up pretty nicely for substitution because we have x equals y plus 2. So we would have 38 times y plus 2 equals 43y plus 56. And then we can solve for y from there. Distribute 38 times 2 is 76 equals 43y plus 56. We get y's on the same side, so we can subtract 43y from both sides. And at the same time, I'll go ahead and subtract 76 from both sides to get the constants on the other side. So again, we want to get y's on one side and things that don't have y on the other side. That gives us negative 5y. This becomes 0 equals, this is 0, negative 20. Dividing both sides by negative 5 gets us y is equal to 4. So how far is it from their home to Rochester, and how long did it take Shauna to make the drive? Well, we just found a time of y, which was 4. So let's come up here. Terrence took 4 hours. His time was 4, which means Shauna's time, remember these represented times, Shauna's time is going to be 4 plus 2. So it took Shauna 6 hours. 6 hours is Shauna's time. And then it also says, how far is it from their home? Well, that's the distance that Shauna drove. Terrence wasn't quite there yet, so we want to look at Shauna's distance. Shauna's distance, she made it to Rochester, so that's going to be 38 times her time, which is 6. 38 times 6. So it is 228 miles from their home to Rochester.